Michelle Miller from CBS Saturday Morning. Welcome to The Dish. Today we're visiting the kitchens of 4 women chefs paving their way through the culinary industry, each with her own signature recipes. First, we're shucking away at the first black woman-owned oyster bar in the country. Then we visit Bomb Biscuit in Atlanta, Georgia, where the chef has a divine touch when it comes to her southern staple. But first, we head to Brooklyn, where James Beard Award semifinalist Fanny Gerson has built a bakery serving up 25 varieties of donuts. Gerson grew up in Mexico City and eventually headed to the Culinary Institute of America to feed her craving for working in the food industry. Since then, she's released 3 cookbooks and opened 3 small businesses, including Fan Fan Donuts. Dana Jacobson sat down with her to taste the magic of Gerson's creations and learn how she hopes her donuts are a highlight of her customers' day.
It's fried dough at its finest, glazed treats worthy of the wait, as scrumptious to look at as they are to eat. Fan Fan Donuts, the creation of Chef Fanny Gerson.
What is it that you love about donuts? I love making them. I love eating them. But I think the thing I love most is that they're sort of just a big smile. Instant. I get to make people happy.
With every bite, as I learned in my own private tasting.
This is like the perfect glaze. Well, it's not too sweet. This is going to be really hard to stop eating. I want to finish this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't.
No, I don't ever have room.
Gerson's love of food began in childhood, growing up in Mexico City, the product of a multicultural household. Her father, Jewish with a European heritage, her mother's family from Mexico.
Mexicans love to eat. We have amazing food. So I grew up not so much making, but enjoying a lot of food.
Culture, she says, with family and food at their core. A creative kid, she developed an appreciation for cooking, seeing what she called magic in the kitchen. In high school, a trip to the States became a life-changing trip to the Culinary Institute of America.
And the moment I entered, I just had this sense of belonging, So I said to my parents, this is what I want to do. And they're like, no. They were not on board.
Why
but
not?
It's not like they wanted me to do something practical.
They weren't wanting to be a doctor or a lawyer.
No, they were saying go into art. I said, at least this is an art I won't starve in, But no, I think that they knew this is an industry that requires a lot of sacrifice.
Hoping she'd get cooking out of her system, they suggested a culinary school in Mexico City. But
instead of getting it out of my system, it was the opposite. It was like, oh my God. And I'm so happy that I ended up doing that because I learned a lot about like pre-Hispanic cooking and Mexican cuisine, and it was just different. And then I ended up going to the CIA afterwards.
Which launched her career, working as a pastry chef at established restaurants like Rosa Mexicano and 11 Madison Park. In 2011, earning a James Beard nomination for her first cookbook, My Sweet Mexico, a modern interpretation of traditional Mexican sweets. Almost 15 years later, Gerson has 3 cookbooks, and with her husband, Daniel Ortiz de Montiano, she shares 3 small businesses: La Neoyorquina, known for its Mexican ice pops, Mijo, featuring home-style and street foods from Mexico City, and Fan Fan Donuts.
I realized I really wanted to use the donuts as a canvas to explore, different cultures that make New York so rich and so amazing.
Trying to bring different cultures into a donut. Great idea, it sounds like, but it can't be that easy.
No.
How do you do that?
Yeah. So, the first one is sort of my own culture, right? So the donut dough itself is made with a Mexican cinnamon tea.
A seasoning, she says, meant to enhance the flavors added with icing and filling. The varieties appear endless, at least a dozen on most weekdays, 25 on the weekend, some seasonal, others staples. Favorites include a mango lassi, an Indian dessert drink reimagined with a light yogurt glaze and a little